$3,000. Count 19, facilitation of abuse of a corpse, maximum fine $2,500. Criminal responsibility for conduct of another. A defendant is criminally responsible as a party to the offense charged and included if the offense was committed by the defendant's own conduct and the conduct of another for which the defendant is criminally responsible, or by both. Each party to the offense may be charged with the commission of the offense. The defendant is criminally responsible for an offense committed by the conduct of another if, acting with the intent to promote or assist the commission of the offense or to benefit the proceeds or result of the offense, the defendant solicits, directs, aids, or attempts to aid another person to commit the offense. Under the theory of criminal responsibility, an individual's presence and companionship with the perpetrator of an offense before and after commission of an offense are circumstances from which his or her participation in the crime may be inferred. No particular act need be shown, and the defendant need not have taken a physical part in the crime in order to be held criminally responsible. However, a defendant's mere presence during the commission of a crime is not enough to convict based on the theory of criminal responsibility for the conduct of another. The jury is not required to make this inference. It is the exclusive province of the jury to determine whether the facts and circumstances shown by all the evidence in the case warrant the inference which the law permits the jury to draw. The inference may be rebutted by direct or circumstantial evidence or both, whether it exists in the evidence of the state or the evidence of the defendant. Before you can find the defendant guilty of being criminally responsible for an offense committed by the conduct of another, you must find that all the essential elements of the offense have been proven by the state beyond a reasonable doubt. Definitions. Intentionally or intent means a person acts intentionally with respect to the nature of the conduct or the result of the conduct when it is the person's conscious objective or desire to engage in the conduct or cause the result. Knowingly or new means that a person acts knowingly with respect to the conduct or the circumstances surrounding the conduct when the person is aware of the nature of the conduct or the circumstances exist. A person acts knowingly with respect to the result of the person's conduct when the person is aware that the conduct is reasonably certain to cause the result. The requirement of knowingly is also established to show the defendant acted intentionally. Recklessly or reckless means that a person acts recklessly with respect to circumstances surrounding the conduct or the result of the conduct when the person is aware of but consciously disregards a substantial and unjustifiable risk that the circumstances exist or the result will occur. The risk must be of such a nature and degree that its disregard constitutes a gross deviation from the standard of care that an ordinary person would exercise under all the circumstances as viewed from the accused person's standpoint. The requirement of recklessly is also established if it is shown the defendant acted intentionally and knowingly. Adversely affect the child's health and welfare may include, but not limited to, the natural effects of starvation and dehydration. Bodily injury includes a cut, abrasion, bruise, burn, or disfigurement, or any physical pain or temporary illness or impairment of the function of a bodily member, organ, or mental faculty. Child means a person under 18 years of age. Serious bodily injury means bodily injury that involves a substantial risk of death, protracted unconsciousness, extreme physical pain, protracted or obvious disfigurement, or protracted loss or substantial impairment of the function of a bodily member, organ, or mental faculty, or a broken bone of a child who is 12 years of age or less. Cause of death. Before a defendant can be convicted of any degree of homicide, the state must have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the death of the deceased was proximately caused by the criminal conduct of the defendant. The proximate cause of death is that cause which, in natural and continuous sequence, unbroken by any independent intervening cause, produces the death and without which the death would not have occurred. The defendant's conduct need not be the sole or immediate cause of death. The acts or omissions of two or more persons may work concurrently to proximately cause the death, but in such case, each of the participating acts or omissions is regarded as a proximate cause. It is not a defense that the negligent conduct of the deceased may have also been a proximate cause of the death. However, it is a defense to homicide if the proof shows the death was caused by an independent intervening act or omission of the deceased or another, which the defendant, in the exercise of ordinary care, could not reasonably have anticipated as likely to happen. However, if in the course of ordinary care, the defendant should reasonably have anticipated the intervening cause, that cause does not supersede the defendant's original conduct, and the defendant's conduct is considered the proximate cause of death. It is not necessary that the sequence of events or the particular injury be foreseeable. It is only necessary that the death fall within a general field of danger which the defendant should have reasonably anticipated. If you find that the defendant's act, if any, did not unlawfully cause or contribute to the death of the deceased, or if you have reasonable doubt as to this proposition, then you must find her not guilty. Deliberation process. Each count of the presentment is a separate offense, and you must deliberate on each count. When you begin your deliberations on each count of the presentment, you must first deliberate on the indicted or charged offenses. If you unanimously find the defendant guilty of the indicted offense, you may stop your deliberations as to that count of the presentment. You would then begin your deliberations as to the remaining counts of the presentment. If you unanimously find the defendant not guilty of the indicted offense in each count, or you have a reasonable doubt, then you must unanimously find the defendant not guilty of the indicted offense, and next consider the lesser included offenses in each count as set out below and in your verdict form. You must first deliberate on the greater offense as to each count and unanimously reach a verdict as to the greater offense before you move to the next lesser included offense within that particular count. If you unanimously reach a verdict as to the guilt of a defendant as to a greater offense, you may stop your deliberations as to that count. You would then proceed to the remaining counts of the presentment until you have reached the verdict on each count of the presentment. The order in which you are to consider the charges and lesser included offenses in each count is as follows. Count 1, 1, first degree murder. 2, facilitation of first degree murder. 3, attempt to commit first degree murder. 4, facilitation of attempt to commit first degree murder. 5, second degree murder. 6, facilitation of second degree murder. 7, attempt to commit second degree murder. 8, facilitation of attempt to commit second degree murder. 9, voluntary manslaughter. 10, facilitation of voluntary manslaughter. 11, attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. 12, facilitation of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. 13, reckless homicide. 14, facilitation of reckless homicide. 15, criminally negligent homicide. 16, facilitation of criminally negligent homicide. 17, child abuse. 18, child neglect. 19, attempt to commit child abuse. 20, attempt to commit child neglect. 21, assault. 22, attempt to commit assault. 23, misdemeanor reckless endangerment. Count 2. 1, first degree murder and the perpetration of a felony. 2, facilitation of first degree murder and the perpetration of a felony. 3, attempt to commit first degree murder and the perpetration of a felony. 4, facilitation of attempt to commit first degree murder and the perpetration of a felony. 5, second degree murder. 6, facilitation of second degree murder. 7, attempt to commit second degree murder. 8, facilitation of attempt to commit second degree murder. 9, voluntary manslaughter. 10, facilitation of voluntary manslaughter. 11, attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. 12, facilitation of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. 13, reckless homicide. 14, facilitation of reckless homicide. 15, criminally negligent homicide. 16, facilitation of criminally negligent homicide. 17, child abuse. 18, attempt to commit child abuse. 19, assault. 20, attempt to commit assault. 21, misdemeanor reckless endangerment. Count 3. 1, first degree murder and perpetration of a felony. 2, facilitation of first degree murder and perpetration of a felony. 3, attempt to commit first degree murder and perpetration of a felony. 4, facilitation of attempt to commit first degree murder and perpetration of a felony. 5, second degree murder. 6, facilitation of second degree murder. 7, attempt to commit second degree murder. 8, facilitation of attempt to commit second degree murder. 9, voluntary manslaughter. 10, facilitation of voluntary manslaughter. 11, attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. 12, facilitation of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. 13, reckless homicide. 14, facilitation of reckless homicide. 15, criminally negligent homicide. 16, facilitation of criminally negligent homicide. 17, child neglect. 18, attempt to commit child neglect. 19, assault. 20, attempt to commit assault. 21, misdemeanor reckless endangerment. Count 4. 1, aggravated child abuse. 2, facilitation of aggravated child abuse. 3, attempt to commit aggravated child abuse.
Wow.
4, facilitation of attempt to commit aggravated child abuse.
19
5,
charges, a lot of charges. Weigh in. What will they decide?
7, attempt to commit aggravated assault. 8, facilitation of attempt to commit aggravated assault. 9, reckless aggravated assault. 10, facilitation of reckless aggravated assault. 11, assault. 12, attempt to commit assault, 13, misdemeanor reckless endangerment, 14, child abuse, 15, attempt to commit child abuse. Count 5, 1, aggravated child neglect, 2, facilitation of aggravated child neglect, 3, attempt to commit aggravated child neglect,
Jeez.
4, facilitation of attempt to
My
commit
goodness gracious.
5, aggravated assault, 6, facilitation of aggravated assault, 7, attempt to commit aggravated assault, 8, facilitation of attempt to commit aggravated assault, 9, reckless aggravated assault, 10, facilitation of reckless aggravated assault, 11, assault, 12, attempt to commit assault, 13, misdemeanor reckless endangerment, 14, child neglect, 15, attempt to commit child neglect. Count 6, 1, tampering with evidence, 2, facilitation of tampering with evidence, 3, attempt to commit tampering with evidence, 4, facilitation of attempt to commit tampering with evidence. Count 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 1, false reporting. 2, attempt to commit false reporting.
Lord
Count
Jesus.
19, 1, abuse of corpse. 2, facilitation of abuse of corpse. 3, attempt to commit abuse of corpse. 4, facilitation of attempt to commit abuse of corpse. Count 20, 1, failure to report a death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances. And 2, attempt to commit failure to report a death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances. The essential elements for each offense of each count of the presentment have been previously set forth in these instructions. Please refer to those essential elements as you deliberate on the charged offense or lesser included offense of each count of the presentment. Fines. Excuse me. If you find the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt of an offense, you may, in your discretion, fix a fine in any amount not to exceed the amount listed for that offense in these instructions and on the verdict forms. If after considering the charged offense and lesser included offenses in each count as set out above and in the verdict form, you find the defendant not guilty or have a reasonable doubt as to her guilt as to all counts and offenses, and you must return a verdict of not guilty and acquit the defendant. In considering the charged offense and lesser included offenses in each count, in this case, do not consider punishment. If you find the defendant guilty of any offenses of any count, the court will set punishment at a separate sentencing hearing. Y'all want to come up here for a second? Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, when you go back there and you select a four-person, this is the official jury trial, okay? And I'm not going to take up your books and make a change in every one of your books and hand it back out. Otherwise, we'd be here until later tonight. So I'm going to make the change on page 48. And when you deliberate, you go by what this blank notebook says. Can everybody do that? Everybody shaking their head yes. All right. Let me start that up. If after your deliberations you find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder, we will then proceed to sentencing and you will set the punishment. If you find the defendant guilty of any offense in counts 4 through 20, the court will set the punishment at a separate sentencing hearing. You'll be provided with forms for all possible verdicts in this case. They will be at the back of these instructions. The jury will mark the appropriate verdict on the form by checking the box next to your verdict. Your foreperson will sign and date the verdict form. Now, in your books, you don't have, you may have. You have verdict forms? All right. This goes back to what I said about the original notebook. You use the verdict forms in this black notebook. All right. Verdict form count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant, Megan Boswell, mark the appropriate one. Checkbox 1, guilty of first-degree murder. Or checkbox 2, guilty of facilitation of first-degree murder. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox 3, guilty of attempt to commit first-degree murder. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox 4, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit first-degree murder. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox 5, guilty of second-degree murder. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox 6, guilty of facilitation of second-degree murder. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $25,000. Verdict form, count 1, continue. Checkbox 7, guilty of attempt to commit second-degree murder. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox 8, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit second-degree murder. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $10,000. Or checkbox 9, guilty of voluntary manslaughter. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $10,000. Or checkbox 10, guilty of facilitation of voluntary manslaughter. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 11, guilty of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 12, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 13, guilty of reckless homicide. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 14, guilty of facilitation of reckless homicide. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $3,000. Excuse me. Or verdict form count 1, continue. Checkbox 15, guilty of criminally negligent homicide. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 16, guilty of facilitation of criminally negligent homicide. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 17, guilty of child abuse. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 18, guilty of child neglect. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 19, guilty of attempt to commit child abuse. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $500. Or checkbox 20, guilty of attempt to commit child neglect. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $500. Or checkbox 21, guilty of assault. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 22, guilty of attempt to commit assault. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $500. Or verdict form count 1, continued. Checkbox 23, guilty of misdemeanor reckless endangerment. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 24, not guilty. Four-person signature line date blank. Verdict form count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant, Megan Boswell, marked appropriate 1. Checkbox 1, guilty of first-degree murder in the perpetration of a felony. Or checkbox 2, guilty of facilitation of first-degree murder in the perpetration of a felony. Fine amount $ blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox 3, guilty of attempt to commit first-degree murder in the perpetration of a felony. Fine amount $, blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox 4, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit first-degree murder in the perpetration of a felony. Fine amount $, blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox 5, guilty of second degree murder, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than 50,000, or verdict form count 2, continue, checkbox 6, guilty of facilitation of second degree murder, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than 25,000, or checkbox 7, guilty of attempt to commit second degree murder, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than 25,000, or checkbox 8, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit second degree murder, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $10,000, or checkbox 9, guilty of voluntary manslaughter, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $10,000, or checkbox 10, guilty of facilitation of voluntary manslaughter, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $5,000. Checkbox 11, or checkbox 11, guilty of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $5,000, or checkbox 12, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $3,000, or checkbox 13, guilty of reckless homicide, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $5,000, or verdict form count 2, continue. Checkbox 14, guilty of facilitation of reckless homicide, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $3,000, or checkbox 15, guilty of criminally negligent homicide, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $3,000, or checkbox 16, guilty of facilitation of criminally negligent homicide, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $2,500, or checkbox 17, guilty of child abuse, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $2,500, or checkbox 18, guilty of attempt to commit child abuse, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $500, or checkbox 19, guilty of assault, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $2,500, or checkbox 20, guilty of attempt to commit assault, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $500, or verdict form count 2, continued.
Phew, a lot of counts.
Checkbox 21, guilty of misdemeanor reckless endangerment, find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $2,500, or checkbox 22, not guilty. Four-person signature line date 1. Verdict form count 3. With the jury, find the defendant, David Boswell, mark the appropriate 1. Checkbox 1, guilty of first-degree murder and perpetration of a felony. Or checkbox 2, guilty of facilitation of first-degree murder and perpetration of a felony. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox 3, guilty of attempt to commit first-degree murder and perpetration of a felony. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox 4, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit first-degree murder in the perpetration of a felony. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox 5, guilty of second-degree murder. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $50,000. Or verdict form count 3, continue. Checkbox 6, guilty of facilitation of second-degree murder. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox 7, guilty of attempt to commit second-degree murder. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox 8, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit second-degree murder. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $10,000. Or checkbox 9, guilty of voluntary manslaughter. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $10,000. Or checkbox 10, guilty of facilitation of voluntary manslaughter. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 11, guilty of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 12, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit voluntary manslaughter. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 13, guilty of reckless homicide. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $5,000. Or verdict form count 3, continue. Checkbox 14, guilty of facilitation of reckless homicide. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 15, guilty of criminally negligent homicide. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 16, guilty of facilitation of criminally negligent homicide. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 17, guilty of child neglect. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 18, guilty of attempt to commit child neglect. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $500. Or checkbox 19, guilty of assault. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 20, guilty of attempt to commit assault. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $500. Or verdict form count 3, continue. Checkbox 21, guilty of misdemeanor reckless endangerment. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 22, not guilty. Four-person signature line date. Verdict form count 4, with the jury, find the defendant, David Boswell, mark appropriate 1. Checkbox 1, guilty of aggravated child abuse. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox
And
2,
they're fining her too. They're making sure to put fines on with these charges.
Or checkbox 3,
Wow.
guilty of attempt
The
to commit
state said they need the money.
Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox
Lord have
4,
mercy.
guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit aggravated child abuse. Find amount of dollar sign blank, not more than $10,000. Or Checkbox 5, guilty of aggravated assault, not more than, fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $10,000. Or checkbox 6, guilty of facilitation of aggravated assault, fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $5,000. Or verdict form count 4 continued. Checkbox 7, guilty of attempt to commit aggravated assault.
He needs an AI machine to read all those charges off. Good Lord.
Guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit aggravated assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 9, guilty of reckless aggravated assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 10, guilty of facilitation of reckless aggravated assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $3,000.
I don't know, Nanny.
Checkbox 11, guilty of assault.
I put the link in the chat this time because I thought maybe you all like to come up give your opinion. Usually I show the content, but today I decided not to. I'll do it when they give their their closing statements. I'll show then. But I put the link in case you all wanted to give your opinion, what you think.
Guilty of attempt to commit child abuse.
What they'll vote on, all charges or lesser charges.
16 not guilty. 4-person signature line day. Verdict form count 5. We, the jury, found the defendant, Nathan Boswell, marked appropriate 1. Checkbox 1, guilty of aggravated child neglect. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $50,000. Or checkbox 2, guilty of facilitation of aggravated neglect. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox 3, guilty of attempt to commit aggravated child neglect. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $25,000. Or checkbox 4, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit aggravated child neglect. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $10,000. Or checkbox 5, guilty of aggravated assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $10,000. Or checkbox 6, guilty of facilitation of aggravated assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $5,000.
Hey, Yvonne.
Verdict form count 5 continued.
Hope you all are well.
Guilty of attempt to commit aggravated assault.
Rainy day here in Knoxville.
Or checkbox
Very
8, guilty of
dreary.
facilitation of attempt to commit assault, aggravated assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 9, guilty of reckless aggravated assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 10, guilty of facilitation of reckless aggravated assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox number 11, guilty of assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 12, guilty of attempt to commit assault. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $500. Or checkbox 13, guilty of misdemeanor reckless endangerment. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 14, guilty of child neglect. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $2,500. Or verdict form count 5 continued. Checkbox 15, guilty of attempt to commit child neglect. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $500. Or checkbox 16, not guilty. 4-person signature line day blank. Verdict form count 6. We, the jury, find the defendant Nathan Boswell, marked appropriate 1. Checkbox 1, guilty of tampering with evidence. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $10,000. Or checkbox 2, guilty of facilitation, tampering with evidence. Checkbox amount larceny on blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 3, guilty of attempt to commit tampering with evidence. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 4, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit tampering with evidence. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 5, not guilty. 4-person signature line date blank. Verdict form counts 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. We, the jury, find the defendant Nathan Boswell marked appropriate 1. Checkbox 1, guilty of false report. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $5,000. Or checkbox 2, guilty of attempt to commit false report. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 3, not guilty. 4-person signature line day.
Say what, Nanny?
Verdict form count 19. We, the jury, find the defendant Nathan Boswell marked appropriate 1. Checkbox 1, guilty of abuse of corpse. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $3,000. Or checkbox 2, guilty of facilitation of abuse of a corpse. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 3, guilty of attempt to abuse a corpse. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 4, guilty of facilitation of attempt to commit abuse of a corpse. Fine amount larceny on blank, not more than $500. Or checkbox 5, not guilty. 4-person signature line date blank. Verdict form count 20. With jury find the defendant Megan Boswell marked for purpose 1. Checkbox 1, guilty of failure to report a death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances. Find amount $sign blank, not more than
Lord have
$3,000.
mercy.
Checkbox 2, guilty of attempt to commit failure to report a death under suspicious, unusual, or unnatural circumstances. Find amount $sign blank, not more than $2,500. Or checkbox 3, not guilty. 4-person signature line date blank.
Whew. I'm getting exhausted. Listen.
Back on page 48.
Okay, Nanny.
You'll be provided with, well, I just did that. The verdict must represent the considered judgment of each juror. In order to return a verdict, it is necessary that each juror.
Well, I hope they weigh on all 19. There were 20, but they dropped one charge of false report the first day of court.
Each of you must decide the case for yourself, and do so only after an impartial consideration of the evidence with fellow jurors. In the course of your deliberations, do not hesitate to re-examine your own views and change your opinion if convinced is erroneous. But do not surrender your honest conviction as to the weight or effect of the evidence solely because of the opinion of your fellow jurors or for the mere purpose of returning a verdict. You can have no prejudice or sympathy or allow anything but the law and evidence to have any influence on your verdict. You must render your verdict with absolute fairness and impartiality as you think justice and truth dictate. If you find the state has proven the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, then you should find her guilty. On the other hand, if you find the state has not proven beyond a reasonable doubt the defendant's guilt, or if you have a reasonable doubt as to her guilt, then you must find the defendant not guilty. I'll stop right there. Your lunch is here. I'm going to let you go eat. I want you to take your notebooks and set them on your chair. Leave them out here. I'll have you go with the officer, eat lunch. When we come back, the parties will argue, then I will finalize the charge.
All right, it's live. They get ready to go have lunch. I might come back and show it live from the from my other device. I just thought I'd give you all a chance to come up and say something if you wanted to. Give you a chance to say something before they give their closing statements. As you see, trial was much it was quicker than the 3 weeks. They were anticipating 3 weeks to stay, and as you see, 1 week, that's it. He says, I would be surprised if the jury is out long. Why do you say that? Hit the link, honey. Hit the link. You want to come up, give your opinion? Just hit the link. The link's in the chat. Anybody listening, you can hit the link. Come up before they come back. Then I might jump off here and show them talking. I'm really tired today, but anyway. I wasn't expecting them to rest so soon. I thought I'd get another week or so in. But as you see, the defense didn't have any witnesses. That shows you how sad her life is, that there was nobody that could come and speak up for her and on her behalf. Even with the trial of the Christian Newsom murders, where 2 white young people were unalived by 5 cohorts. They were African American. LaMarcus Davidson, he was the ringleader. He had a lady come up and testify on his behalf. She was a foster mother he had when he was a child, and she came and spoke of how he was a child. He was a good kid, blah, blah, blah. Look at this mess here. And he's a damn murderer. He's on death row right now here in Tennessee. This heifer here, she ain't got one school teacher, nobody. Not a neighbor, nobody that come up and say something about, here, I put it up. Hey, she's a good person, blah, blah, blah. I mean, nobody. Not a soul. One girl, I think, said that the daughter was clean. I don't believe that. And I'm glad the judge denied the defense the opportunity to sugarcoat how this baby was treated. How can you be clean in a nasty house? That don't even make any sense. That's That's just, making a mockery out of this dead kid. Oh, she didn't get abused. She didn't get abused. She was a good mother. Megan was a good mother to her. How can you be a good mother and your children are living in filth? The pictures don't lie. Fecal matter, shit molded to the floor, dirty diapers, and she's a good mother. She loved her daughter. It's just the audacity to even stand before a judge in a court and say this to a court, to a judge. Please deny all these charges. Get rid of these charges. We want an acquittal. You didn't prove anything. The state didn't prove how she was murdered. He just talked around the subject of, hey, how did the kid get in the damn garbage can? He's another Jose Baez. Just talk around the subject. We're not going to talk about how the kid got thrown out in the wilderness. We're not going to talk about how the kid got in the garbage can. We're just going to talk about what you can't prove. And as you see, that shit work with Casey Anthony. Okay? Let's just keep it real. It's the same MO of lie, 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 lie. Okay, this lie ain't working. Let me come up with another lie. So she threw her parents under the bus, and it worked. And it worked. Sadly, it worked.
It works. I was just trying to figure out how to do an avatar.
You're up here. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Did you watch the trial, sweetie?
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you take away? Let's say, what did you take away from the state side?
Nothing really. I think they got pretty good at showing their case.
Okay, so you are saying you think they did a good job?
Yeah.
Okay, what about the defense? Do you think they put on a good show?
He tried.
You a mess. So how do you feel about their sugarcoating how the baby died? They won't even discuss that she got in the garbage can. They're just saying there's no proof. The state didn't prove anything. Do you believe the state didn't prove anything?
No, I believe that they did. I believe that they proved that she was suffocated.
Okay.
That baby was alive when they put when she put her in that trash can.
See, that's what is so disturbing to me. And I did a 4-hour live this morning. I just cannot accept that she put that baby in there alive. Who would do that? Knowing that you're not living there. See, we don't even know when she did it.
I know, and she wrapped it up real tight in aluminum foil and that blanket. And, oh, she's just sick.
See, that's why I was trying to figure out what was the purpose of the foil.
Why would you smother the baby?
Head in foil, huh?
To smother her.
To smother her, right. But, you know, foil is not that tight. Foil, you know what I'm saying? When you wrap foil around anything, foil don't really stay on tight.
Well, you can buy that thick foil and pull it tight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I think that's probably what it was that thick. But I kind of think that Hunter has something to do with it.
Do you really? Why do you say that?
Because
he's never seen the kid. But his father said in court, nobody ever saw the kid. So how could he have something to do with it if he never saw her?
Well, he was constantly asking about her.
That's because she was talking about him. You gotta remember, she's been lying to people and texting people about the kid. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
So they said he would ask about her in the text, like, well, how's your kid? What basically asking how's the case coming along with the girl missing. But that's the thing about the storyline is that's all she's done for months is lie to people. Nobody saw the baby allegedly after the 1st of December.
Yeah. Well, they say that he voluntarily put himself in a mental hospital.
Yeah, involuntarily means somebody else put him in there.
Okay, probably his daddy.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to say this. I don't think anybody did anything to the kid. I think it's all Megan. I think when the father decided to put her out, which we don't even have proof of when he put her out, because you see, they showed in court egg carton, milk jugs dating back to October. What did we find out? She got put out in October. So you're talking about a long time to be running around trying to find somewhere to sleep. the father said, Hunter's father said, we never saw a kid. I didn't see a kid. When she stayed at our house, there was no kid here. So that leads me to believe that the kid had been murdered for some time.
I think that she was murdered back after the 6th of December.
After when?
After the 6th, because was it the 6th the last time somebody seen her?
No, the father, Tommy says he saw her and the baby Thanksgiving, if that's true. See, we don't know what's the truth.
Right, but the babysitter was the last one to see her on the 6th, wasn't
right.
she?
Right.
And so nobody seen her after that.
But I'm going to ask you this. Who you going to believe, that babysitter or the milk carton and the eggs in the garbage can? Because there's a reason why that stuff was in that garbage can, in that plastic bag. She just didn't never empty her trash. So this trash bag came from her house where she never emptied trash. Could be. But then that don't make sense. Why? She was already throwing stuff around the apartment. So why all of a sudden would these egg cartons and stuff be in a plastic bag, but your house is in such a disarray? See, something's off.
Maybe when she put the baby in there, she put some garbage in underneath it and then put the garbage in on top of her.
Okay, from the house, you mean?
Right, because her house.
Okay, that's a good theory. That's a good theory. Try to make the bag seem like it's got trash in it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
But I don't understand. The building wasn't but 50 foot from his house, unless he did not ever go outside.
Who?
He would have. Her daddy.
Well,
he would have smelt something.
But let's listen. That's the whole point of what Vinnie Politan was saying. There is no way the people are in the court yesterday about to gag just from the clothes and the garbage bags. So you live on the property where the shed is and you don't smell nothing. You don't come outside to walk, get in your car. How are you getting in your car and your truck?
50 foot from 50 foot from his
50
house.
feet. So that's why I was trying to see. That's what I was trying to get. Okay, so 50 feet, and you don't smell nothing. The camper that's by her trailer. Nobody stayed in the camper. Did they say that anybody lived in the camper?
I don't remember.
Okay, so you got a camper. You got her trailer. You got. I think there was another big outbuilding. Then you got her little shed. Then you got this big old overhang thing where you can park cars. Something's off. And then too, the cadaver dog went there February 23rd or so. So why didn't the cadaver dog hit on the dollhouse, on the playhouse? See, something's off.
Because she's had her tied up so tight.
Baby, you can't tie no bag tight enough to hide no smell of no dead baby.
No, but she put enough garbage on top of it that it was cold weather too.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm just saying. A cadaver dog should have still hit on that playhouse.
Yeah, I think that they should have.
Yeah, because you remember the garbage can was sitting right near the door. How could the dog not hit on it? It's right there at the door.
I thought it was funny when she told them that. When she tried to blame it on Hunter there one time, on some of them that I was reading, where she finally admitted it all, where she said that he left with the baby.
Yeah.
And she, when he came back, and she woke up, her garbage can was gone. And I said that girl took it out, and because she'd already been tried.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't allegedly even living on the property, so that have to be a lie.
Or she says.
Huh? Was that somebody else trying to?
No, it was somebody trying to call, and I hit blocked them.
Okay. Yeah.
I get them stupid phone calls and I unblock them.
See, my thing, my concerns with this trial, which I haven't heard anybody say anything about. Why the dog didn't hit on the playhouse, and then they go back a week later, the dog hits on it. See, something's not right, Nanny. You can't, huh?
I was just wondering if it was the difference in the.
Oh, I mean, they searched the property. Excuse me, they searched the property a second time, and then went in the playhouse and found it. But that's what a cadaver dog is for. It's to hunt down a dead person. So
Yeah.
Help me understand why it didn't hit on that playhouse. I'm telling you, something's not right.
She may have moved her several
Yeah,
times.
and that's what I was thinking. So then now we got to ask, how did she move the body if she did when allegedly her car got taken when she was working at the chicken shack? And that's why the father testified that, well, Hunter was taken around, so I guess that was his friend, girlfriend. I don't know, but he said he was giving her a ride. She had to go to the doctor. He took her to the doctor. So I wonder, what was she going to the doctor for? Was she pregnant?
I don't think so.
Because I didn't hear that she was pregnant. I don't remember. It's been 5 years ago. It's a long time. I can't remember
Yeah.
everything from 5 years ago. But
I don't think she was pregnant.
I think somebody needs. I want to know when she got put out her house. That's what I want to know. I want to know when she got put out of that house, because all that's relevant.
Yeah.
Because she stayed in a hotel 4 times. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time she stayed at the hotel in October. If I'm not mistaken, it was October, November, December. There were 4 times she stayed in a hotel. If she stayed in a hotel in October, then you have to ask, why was she staying in a hotel? So then that means they will take you farther back that she was put out sooner. Because I haven't heard anyone say when she got put out. Did you hear in the trial when he put her out?
No, I don't remember hearing exactly when it was. But she could have been going to a motel and meeting a guy too.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's very true. That's very true. But that's what I'm saying. We're never going to know. That's why I don't know, why didn't they ask the father, when did you put her out? Because did they even say what how old they believe the remains are of the child?
No, that's what they didn't. Because usually when they do an autopsy,
Uh-huh.
they'll tell the approximately date that she died,
Right.
and they didn't do that. That's what I was waiting to hear.
Yeah, so that's what that's what I'm saying. That's an open gap right there. Nobody says when she left the house, when she moved out, and nobody's telling us how old are the remains in the shed. That's just strange to me, because those
Let's
two go
see,
hand in hand.
wasn't it the early December that she said that she called Hunter and said that she was kicked out and didn't have no place to go?
Say what, honey?
Didn't she say, wasn't it the first part of December, right after the 6th, that she had called and told somebody she didn't have no place to go that night because her daddy kicked her out?
I can't remember, because you got to remember, anything coming out of her mouth is not the truth. So
Well, I know.
you know what I'm saying? That's really all you have in this
That.
case is her version and text messages to people where she's lying to them about where the child is. And then you got a babysitter here and there giving testimony, but you really don't have nothing documenting nothing as far as CCTV footage. You're living all the way out in the country. You don't have no security cameras. See, I'm telling you, this shit don't make no sense.
I don't know. I got security cameras. I live in the country.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's living way out in the middle of nowhere, and people probably know he got a little bit of money. So don't you think it would be a good idea to have security cameras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea for anybody to have them anymore.
Exactly. And yet we don't have a time frame of when he put her out, what she took when she left the house, if she took the baby, hid the baby somewhere, then got scared with these people, looking for her and trying to talk to her, and then she went and took the baby and put the baby in the shed. See, we don't know anything.
I know, it's so weird. But now in the wintertime, they don't decay as fast, is what I've been told.
I get that.
So,
But
I don't know.
But the smell, death
The
is
smell
death.
will be starting shortly.
Yeah, death
Especially
is
if it's
death.
really warm days.
You're not going to be able to hide that smell in no blanket.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's death. It's a dead person. It's no different than a dead animal. A dead animal could crawl up under a house and be in the dirt, but you know what I'm saying? There's just no way.
Yeah.
I just can't, in my right mind, believe nobody smelled anything strange on that property going and coming around that house. So you mean to tell me nobody ever walked around the trailer and the camper, which is close to the dollhouse? I don't believe that.
I just wonder if they thought that it may have been a dead animal somewhere and they just ignored the smell.
Right. But you know, when you smell something, what do you usually do? You walk towards it, right?
Not me. I'll usually say, well, somebody killed something.
No, but I'm saying on your own property.
Oh, yeah.
It's too close, is what I'm saying. I'm saying if the camper and the trailers are right close to the dollhouse, why would I not be sitting up here thinking, damn, what's that smell? And then I would walk around a little bit just if I was curious. And common sense will tell you if you start walking, the smell is going to become more pungent as you walk toward it.
Wasn't the trailer in a trailer park?
Well, he owns that property, so he's got trailers on the property.
Okay. But I thought that she said that there was a trailer park.
Yeah, he owns the land. So he owns some trailers. I don't know how many trailers he has on the land, but he owns the trailers, and that's why he hired that guy to clean her trailer out, or basically even exchange. You can live in it for free, you clean it out, and then be the maintenance man for the trailers.
Right. I don't know. It's been a crazy ordeal.
And then you remember what he said, because I played it again this morning. They asked him, when did he go there to live? He couldn't remember. But then he said, oh, I believe it was warm. So then they said, well, was it near Christmas 19? And then he said, oh, I think it was before that because it was warm. And I remember being outside without a coat on. See, that's not good right there.
Yeah, but we have warm days, but
yes,
still,
we do. And that's what I said. And that's what I said. You're right. It was warm last week here, 75 degrees. You're right. But what I'm saying is, if he said it was warm, see, we don't even know what he meant. For all we know, he meant November. He meant October.
Right. I believe she put her in there after the 6th of December.
After the 6th of December, okay.
Yeah, because the 6th is the last time that anybody seen her.
Okay.
And then I think it was the babysitter that kept her on the 6th, and then she didn't see her after nobody seen her after that. She kept making up excuses.
Yvonne, why you say she wrapped her head to implicate Hunter? What does Hunter have to do aluminum foil?
I don't know. There's just something suspicious about it. You know, you don't date a guy that long and him not ever see the kid.
Yeah, but see, that's why I'm sitting here trying to tell you all. You all are banking on her words. You can't bank on her words because she's a liar. I believe what the father said. We didn't see her. We didn't see no baby. So that would lead you to believe the baby was killed before the 2nd of December. Remember, she said she started working the 2nd, and then it changed in another testimony. In a text, she told the person the 2nd week when the one was asking about her money. So see, somebody has to say exactly when she started working for the chicken shack, because she's got two different versions of when she went to work.
Well, that man said she started working there the first part of December. Then after that, the 2nd week is when she started not letting nobody see the baby or nothing. It was what the 6th or the 7th that girl went out and took her out the chicken fillet.
Okay, so she worked the 1st of December. He or Hunter didn't see the kid. Okay, then who had the kid then, Nanny?
Well, she did. Well, I don't know who had it during the day, though. She never did say who was babysitting her during the day. Unless it was Sue. You know, her foster parent's sister.
I don't know.
Because she started working.
I just think there's some stuff that's, I don't know. Just ain't got no receipts or nothing.
There's still stuff that ain't come out.
Yeah, because right now in the end, we're just listening to different people's versions pertaining to Megan Boswell and this kid.
Well, and see, she didn't have nobody to testify for her.
Yeah, she didn't. Because she burned all her bridges by lying on everybody.
Yep. Yeah, because she tried to blame it all on Ethan, then she tried to blame it on her mama, then she tried to blame it on Hunter.
Yeah. And she definitely tried to blame her father, because at the end, too, she said, well, you probably find her over at my dad's property. So she obviously wanted the baby to be found and be done with it. And then be like, oh, well, I ain't been staying there, so I don't know how the baby got over there.
Well, you remember he said that the vehicle pulled in down there once, but he didn't know who was in it because he didn't pay no attention.
Okay. Yeah, see, I wondered about that too. Did he ever hear somebody coming and going? Because it's still risque. That's why I said I couldn't believe that she had put a live baby in there. Only because you're going back to the property. Let's just say first of all, you got to prove when and where she killed the baby. I don't think she killed the baby out in the street because she's distraught. She's upset. She don't have nowhere to go. Why am I going to take this kid with me when I don't even know where the hell I'm going to be sleeping? I think she killed that baby at that trailer when he told her he wanted her gone. She packed up her stuff and then she went, put that shit in her car, and she just went wherever she could stay. See, because it's too risky taking the baby, bringing the baby back, and then alive. And then you don't walk up on you. That just seems too risque to me.
I was trying to think where she said that she went that day that he kicked her out, but I can't remember right off.
I mean, somebody's got to bring a receipt, and now the trial is over. They didn't even try to tell you. Well, we think the baby's been dead this long. This is the day when Tommy said he put her out. And then you got the stupid defense attorney. He's just talking around in circles, basically trying to talk around the fact that she got in the garbage can. You can't deny how she got in the garbage can. It is intentional because she's wrapped up.
Yeah, it was an intentional murder.
Yeah.
She wrapped that baby's face in aluminum foil and wrapped it up tight in that blanket. And they said the baby suffocated. That's the only thing they would tell us, but they wouldn't tell us about the time rate. But I know that girl that that they went to Chick-fil-A that night with, and the baby was real dirty. That day. That's the last time I seen the baby.
Do you believe that girl told the truth that the baby was dirty?
Yep.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay.
Because I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people do that. I've seen them bring them in so nasty it was pitiful and take them in there and we give them a bath.
Well, my thing is this. When we look at the trailer, why would we be surprised that the child wasn't dirty? You understand what I'm saying? The man had no reason to lie about dirty diapers, milk jugs. We saw all that in the picture, how nasty it was. He said there was fecal matter on the floor. I don't think he lied.
No, because it was downright nasty.
And I know the father knew it was nasty.
Yeah, he had to. Well, unless he
never put her out. But he put her out. Remember, that was his reason for putting her out. So he knew the trailer was nasty. So that goes to show you he had knowledge about how she was taking care of her child. That's why he evicted her. So for him to call 3 months later, he is out of pocket. Because you knew all along she was nasty with the kid when you went and got custody of her out of foster care. They said the baby was already 4 months old when he got both of them.
Right. The funny thing about it to me is whose male print was in them gloves.
Say what?
Those gloves.
Oh, DNA?
Yeah, there was male fingerprints in them too.
Yeah, okay. I didn't hear that part.
Who the male was.
Okay.
And then they never did tell who the daddy of the baby was.
Yeah, you're right. We have not heard. Well, you're not going to get the truth on that because that comes from Megan. Megan has to say, "Hey, I slept with this guy," and then DHS or the state go find those guys and then try to extract DNA from them. So you're never going to get the truth because she's not going to tell that.
Yeah. Now, see, her lawyer told when he talked to that news people that second day that Ethan wasn't the daddy. But that daddy's name would be brought out in it.
Okay.
Said you'll find out, but they never did tell who the daddy was.
Right. And I wonder why. Why not?
I don't know. But I just wonder about who was the male DNA that they kept finding.
Well, they had male DNA on one of the bottles too, I think, plastic bottles.
Yeah, sure did. And see, that's where they screwed up because they should have been out there looking or trying to find matching the DA with somebody that had been around through there.
Yeah. But how are you gonna know when she's got a brother, he's got friends, she may have had a little guy friend, and if nobody's gonna throw somebody's name out there, you're not gonna know who to go look for.
No, but you got there was her daddy's DNA. that they could have gotten. They could have gotten Hunters. They could have got Ethan.
Yeah. Well, the black lady said I would have tested it had somebody brought it to me.
Yeah. And, well, they said that they did ask for a couple of them's DNA and they never did bring them to them. That's where they get in the fight for them. They thought that they had enough evidence to do it anyway.
Well,
But whoever the male's DNA was, he had to have something to do with it. Maybe helping carrying her in there or something.
wow.
And may not have known that the baby was even in the bag at the time. Just heavy garbage. But the garbage can was what was carried out.
Oh, okay.
And only her fingerprint was on the garbage can.
Yeah. Well, they've got her prints on the foil. I do remember that.
Yep.
They got a right print and they got a left ring fingerprint on the foil. They got her chewing gum on the inside of the garbage can.
I know that was funny.
Well, she's nasty. She just spit in the garbage can. That's all.
Well, they said it was stuck on the side of it, didn't they?
Yeah, but if you spit, that's where it's gonna land, probably on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be on the side of it. But I think she probably put some garbage in it and then put the baby in it and then turned around and put garbage on top of her.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes to show how low life she is.
Yeah. It's just a shame. You know, it's just a shame because, you know, lots of women have children. They're not ready to have children. And all she had to do was call somebody and get some help. She could have given the baby up to the state. She could have called an adoption agency. She could have done something. Killing the baby, you know, was just ridiculous.
She could have given that baby to most anybody that would have took care of it.
Yeah, but she didn't though.
No. Now, a year or two ago, I would have took anybody's baby that would have given it to me. Right now, I couldn't handle it because I broke my neck in November. And so I'm just lucky to be here.
Right.
So when I just got my Christmas lights up outside, and I went outside and went off the porch and was mad. And
what was you mad about, girl?
Because the well went out, and my son was using the well water down at the barn for the horses.
Good God, you way out in house, ain't you?
I'm in Union County.
Oh, Union County. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just across the county line.
Okay.
But they had run. I think they've got about 5 water hoses running to the barn. And his ex-girlfriend, she has horses down there. And she called me an hour after I had already cut it on for her. Because she was too lazy to come up here and cut it on. And she called me and told me to go cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I was steaming. Because that water had been running for over an hour. And I'm on city water. And so I went to that door
your water bill is going to be right high.
No, it was cut off at the barn. They had one of them things on the bottom. They didn't tell me that. She just told me to go out there and cut it off. So I did, and I tripped over some Christmas lights.
Good girl.
And I went face forward and hit my head, and I broke it in 2 places. I broke it at C1 and C2. I reckon it was the vertebrae that I broke, and they had to replace the disc too. And then he put a rod in there down through C4. And he told me yesterday that I had bruised my spinal cord too. And he told me it would take me 6 to 12 months to completely heal.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, especially when you can't even turn your head. You feel like a zombie.
I'm not laughing, but the way you said I can't turn my head. Yeah, so that means you ain't getting no good peripheral view.
You got that right.
Turn your head. So are you able to drive?
Well, I had already taught myself to be able to turn my body when looking.
Oh, yeah.
Because I haven't had full turn of it in years.
Oh.
Because my whole neck is metal now. And most of my back.
I guess you're gonna be flying in the airport no time soon.
You ain't gonna put me in no airplane.
Ah, you
Hey,
ain't
I'll
gonna
take my
listen,
flight.
you ain't gonna be on United United or Delta no time soon.
No, the only flight I'll take to the RV when the Lord Jesus comes after me.
Yeah, you a mess.
That'll
Oh
be my flight.
Lord have mercy.
I would rather drive. But
Listen at this. Listen at this. I wonder why they didn't call her mother to testify.
I don't either, unless it was because her mother's a drug addict.
Uh,
And she's probably like her, Megan, and she can't tell the truth about nothing.
mhm.
I'm just,
Very interesting. So guess what? You had a father, he testified. You have a mother, she didn't testify. You have a brother, and she also has other brothers and sisters. Remember, she told the detective that that's all I've been doing is keeping kids. Every time my mama kept having baby after baby after baby, I'm watching all them kids. That's why I found it weird she got pregnant. Because she was an in-house babysitter. That's probably why she's getting in trouble and not going to school and stuff. He sent her to live with her mother. She didn't go to school over there. See, Megan was getting into stuff.
oh yeah.
That's how
Now
she ended up in foster care at 17.
She's the oldest one.
Hey, Penton.
She was the oldest one, so she babysitting the other ones, but still yet,
So that's what I'm saying. So where are those children? Why none of them can testify about their sister? Come on now. You got brothers, sisters. You got a grandmother. Grandmother didn't testify. Remember that? She didn't implicate the grandmother stealing a kid or keeping a kid. So those two people she didn't implicate was the babysitter and the grandmother.
Yeah, she was trying to blame it on everybody else though, but they know she was lying from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I can remember when it all happened. I cried when they found that baby dead.
Yeah, I was confused when they started doing all this running around and stuff, and I kept thinking, Lord, who is involved in this? Because I didn't know if the father did it, the brother, the mother. You just didn't know what to think. But I knew when she gave the interview about Medota, I knew she was lying. As soon as I saw the interview. And did you see the unedited video where somebody's trying to tell her to tell the truth? And
Yeah,
she's telling them to be quiet? Girl, that's golden. Do you hear me?
Yep, that was her daddy telling her to tell the truth.
That was golden. He said, they're going to find out anyway. Just tell them.
Yeah.
And she's like, shh. I almost fell out. I saw that this morning. I was screaming.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday afternoon.
Wow.
Because what I did is I put my earplugs in and have my phone, and I'll just sit and, if I miss some of it, then I'll sit and listen to their testimony, and they'll be watching TV.
Yeah.
Or it'll be on anyway.
Yeah.
Whether he's watching it or not.
I noticed her hair's thinning.
Oh my God, did you see how nasty it was?
I mean, her hair. Oh, in court?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I saw a close up. Maybe she had a little dandruff.
It looked like lice to me.
Oh my God, girl, you're crazy.
I swear it did.
I'm dead.
I told my husband, I said, oh my God, she looks like she's got lice.
Oh my girl, you killing me.
Made my head
might be dandruff because you're not getting it. You're not washing it and not giving you enough shampoo to wash a whole head of hair. She got a lot of hair.
Yeah. Yeah, it's grown pretty good for 5 years, ain't it?
Yeah, 5 years. Coming up 5 years, she's been in there. So, but I could tell the difference when I went back and looked at the picture today of her hair was wavier looking. It looked a little thicker toward the bottom of her hair, and it don't look nothing like that now. Her hair is stringy where you could damn near see a hole. You can see a big old part in the back. I said her hair has thinned out since she's been incarcerated. Huh?
They probably pulled it all out on her.
Girl, you so well, when you go to prison, when you go to jail, you're not eating properly. Then you're worried. You're not feeling well. God forbid if you got anything else wrong with you. Your hair will thin.
And you're going to have more.
Especially if you're worried,
But now they sent her to the penitentiary. She's going to get worse than that. I'm telling you.
That Nanny, you hell.
Well,
guess what? she go to Nashville prison. They probably I think they do your hair over there. She probably get somebody to cut her hair, give her a nice little haircut. Cut her hair off, cut her shoulder length,
Give her a
cut her some
pedicure
layers.
and get her a pedicure and fingernails done.
Girl, you a fool.
That's what they want.
So let me ask you,
Okay.
what do you think they are going to weigh? How will the jury weigh?
I don't know if they will get her for first degree
Okay.
or if they'll get her for second degree.
Okay.
But I do know that I read the other day that where her family did not want to go for the death penalty,
Uh-huh.
after that they called her in all them lies and the lies come out in court,
Uh-huh.
that they was possibly to go, they could go for the death penalty now. But now
So what are you
whether or
saying?
not,
So you saying the family changed their mind?
no, the family didn't, but the prosecutors did.
So
Because they came out and I read on there where they said that they could go for the death penalty now. Because
now
she
they
had
can. Okay, I hadn't heard anything. I hadn't heard anything. I just heard the life in prison.
Well, if she gets life in prison, if they give her life with 1 day, she'll never get out.
Well, I don't want her to get out.
But if they don't put that 1 day on her, then she'll get out.
Susan Smith, we don't want you getting out.
Nope. We don't want her out either. And everybody keeps comparing her to Casey Anthony.
And it's sad to think she's walking free. She's been out a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and run down on her because I know who it is, but I can't remember what she did.
Who? Casey Anthony?
Yeah, she killed
her little
kid.
daughter. Remember, she threw her out into the a couple blocks up from her parents' house, out in the little wilderness or whatever in the woods, down in Florida.
Okay, because I couldn't remember what she had done. I remember Susan what she done about driving that car or pushing that car into the water.
So here it is, right here. It says February 4th, 2025. Will Megan Boswell face the death penalty? No. In January 2021, prosecutors decided not to seek the death penalty against Megan Boswell. Wow.
Right, but I was thinking that her lawyer said the other day, or I read it one where they said that where she had lied so much and some of the lies came out in court that they could go for the death penalty now.
Well, that's from 21, so I don't see her. I don't see it in here. It says right here, even 6 days ago, prosecutors will not seek the death penalty.
Well, then they decided not to again. Well, who was it?
On the table says 21 not to seek it. So they never changed their mind. So, because they see the thing is they probably didn't want to repeat of Casey Anthony because, as they say, all it takes is one person on the jury to think she didn't kill the baby and put that baby in that garbage can. So with all her lying, it's the same thing that Casey Anthony did. And you see, they let her walk because all the defense has to do is put reasonable doubt in somebody's head that somebody else did it, somebody else helped, somebody else facilitated. That's all it takes is one person to believe she didn't do it.
If anybody on that jury says that it's reasonable doubt, maybe they've went on knowing her.
Why do you think he kept going round and around with the medical examiner about how she died? That's putting reasonable doubt in your head. But the point is, it still don't matter. You still got to explain how she got in the can wrapped up. So it don't really matter if she died of SID. She had a faulty heart valve. She fell out the bed. How the hell would a child 15 months get into a shed, into a garbage can?
Yeah, in garbage bag.
And then she's wrapped up. So she didn't wrap herself up and climbed in a garbage can head first.
No, she's guilty of, honestly, she's guilty of killing a child.
But like they say, it's what you can prove. You got to prove she killed the kid intentionally, wrapped her up, and discarded her in there, even though she lied about the child. She lied on other people. Like they say, the law says you got to prove she killed the kid intentionally, put the kid in there.
I think that they did prove it.
I think they did a good job too.
I do. I think they did. Her lawyer, he just wanted to get a mistrial and get out of there.
Yeah, fishing. Yeah,
Now,
fishing.
they didn't give that mistrial.
Yeah, he's fishing. He's yeah.
Oh yeah, because he
But
tried to confuse the woman, and they wanted to get that a woman for contempt of court.
well, I just pray. Oh yeah, I saw that. I just pray that there's not one weak-minded juror or two on there,
Yep. Well,
because
they
that's
got
all
eight
we need
two
is
women.
one person say, "Well, they didn't prove to me that that she did it."
Yeah. If somebody comes up with that, I believe that they know her, or
They
they
know
know
her.
all that. Yep.
Oh Lord.
That's usually what happens if they come up with something like that. There'll be somebody that knows them that has never admitted to knowing them.
Well, and that's what people don't understand. You can sequester the jury all you want, but I know because we all live here in Tennessee. People know each other from different counties.
Yeah,
So long
that's
as
what they
you
know.
work somewhere, you have friends and family in different counties, just like all these counties around here, Knox County, Roane County, Anderson. We all know each other.
Yeah, and see, just like my husband sit on jury several times, and they told him, they said, we don't care if you know him or not,
Hmm.
because everybody up here knows everybody. Says, so there's no way to get a jury that don't know nobody.
And exactly. But he sequestered the jury because he wanted to make sure they didn't, watch any TV or call or talk to anybody, watch anything, unraveling with the trial. But it's still a matter of they probably have already heard about this girl and the kid even before they were chosen.
Yeah, but don't you know that every one of them could have a burner phone and sit there and went over it all again in the motel
God,
room?
that's true. That's true. Because they
They
said
didn't have
they said we took away their
it.
phones and we gave them limited TV. And I thought, how you got limited TV? So what you do? Put the people in the rooms and then you did something with the cable box?
Yep. They
Took the
turned the
cable
cable
box
off.
out. They had to take
Yep.
the cable box out. I just thought about that.
But they still yet could have had burner phones
Well,
and went back on there and sit there and watched it, and they couldn't have called them.
well,
There's no way.
unless they had somebody checking the rooms, checking their purses and stuff,
Yeah, they would have had to
make
check
sure
them
they
over.
didn't come in with a phone. Probably told them the day they got seated, you cannot bring your phone in. You're gonna have to leave it. So that's still kind of wishy-washy too, because a person might get sick in their room or the phone's working in the room. Because I don't even know if they even have phones in hotel rooms now.
Yeah, they do. Because we usually go to Pigeon Forge at least once every summer. Because we go down for our anniversary.
Yeah, but do they all work? Some hotels probably don't. All their phone service and stuff may not even work good. You might be able
Yeah,
to have
some
a
of
heart
them
attack or
don't.
something.
We just go to one certain one, Valley Forge, because they have a hot tub.
Oh Lord,
And I
you
like
want
to
the
get
hot
back on the
tub?
hot tub.
Okay,
Yeah, he stays in the room and don't do that. I
okay.
gotta get in the hot tub. But
Well, I'm
we'll
trying to
go
think
back
how long
down.
this court's been in recess. They've been. I know we've been on here an hour and 20 minutes,
Okay,
and
they was taking an hour for lunch.
okay, so they should be coming back here shortly.
Yeah, it was like 10 after 12 when they went off of it. Went out.
10 after 12. Let me see what
Yeah,
time we got.
it's 12:56.
Yeah, it's 12:56. Okay. Well,
And so they'll come back in probably about 10 minutes, and then they'll give them closing argument.
well.
But I thought that the way that the judge was talking, that the jury was going to go on out after it when they came back from lunch.
Well, let me ask you this: what is the verdict going to be?
I hope on all 12 counts it's guilty.
Mm.
See, I didn't even know how many counts because I didn't
It's
catch it on
19.
time that morning.
It's 19. Was
Is it
20 to 20.
19?
Mm-hmm.
Then I hope they get her guilty on all of them.
Yeah. It was 20 until the first day of court. They took one off for falsifying a report.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I missed the
That's a
first
lot of
part
counts.
of it.
That's a lot of counts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. Well, you got one thing. There's they get her for automatically for child abuse and child neglect. If they get
Oh
her
yeah.
for murder, if they get her
Oh
for
yeah.
murder, they have to give her to them, and then messing with the court.
Yeah. She's gonna get the.
So
She's definitely gonna. She's definitely gonna get the falsified, the lie. She's gonna get that automatically. Child abuse, neglect. They proved that just from the house. They proved that. You can't say it's
did
not
they
child
ask?
abuse in a house that's nasty and filthy. The guy testified to that. They got the pictures. It's
Did
child
they
abuse.
ask her? Did they ask her yesterday if she wanted to testify?
Testify. Yeah, they asked her that today.
Oh, it was today.
Hmm.
Because I know somebody had put on there last night. I was reading, and they said somebody had wrote on there that that they asked her if she wanted to testify, and she told them ACLL no.
No, today she did not say that. She said no.
Huh? She didn't
She
want to
knows.
get up.
She knows not. Listen. She knows not to curse in no court. Now, come on now.
Well, it may have. She may have. I don't know. It may have been somebody that she knows or something that said that.
No,
But
I
I mean,
read it. I watched it. I watched it before I went live. They asked her, and they
yeah,
asked her, "Would you like to go?" Because she had to raise her right hand, to tell the truth. And they asked her,
yeah.
and she said no.
Well, I know. What I'll do is if I've missed part of it, I'll just go back through and I'll put down closed caption where I can just read it off.
Yeah,
Don't have to listen to them.
she knows she knows damn well not to use no profanity in court.
They ought to know it.
Yeah, she wasn't going to curse in court.
You hear enough of it on
But you
YouTube.
could tell she's scared because when they first started showing the pictures of the little girl, she's holding her
You hear
head
the
down and putting her hand all on her head and
yeah, she don't
all that
want to see
sniffling
it.
and stuff. I said, "Look at you! You weren't doing all that when you was suffocating her and stuffed her in that damn bag."
But they also had the picture right there in the front of her on that computer. I
Well,
seen that yesterday when they was just showing some of it again.
yeah.
They had it right on that
But what's
computer
she
in
doing
front
all
of
that
them.
sniffling and stuff for and her covering her head up for what? You did that to your own kids. So ain't no need now sitting in court trying to act like you all
Yeah,
distraught and upset and everything. And then too, she cuts her eye over her right eye. She cuts her eye over when she was in court looking at all that stuff. She's wanting to see what people are looking at if they're looking at her while she's making all
oh
these frowny faces and stuff. She's real slick.
yeah. I said I hope she sees them pictures every night when she lays down and goes to sleep.
She's real slick. She's watching the
Well,
jury.
I believe she got slicked out on this one.
Huh?
She thought she done the perfect crime.
Yeah, well, she figured she would keep lying, keep saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. It'll go away, but it didn't go away.
Well, I swear I told you the truth. I'm not lying.
Well, my thing is, you knew you were going to kill the kid. You killed that kid. Why would you put the kid in that shed? You should have took the kid. You could have dumped the kid anywhere.
Yep.
Why are you
Yep.
going to
He
dump the
could have
kid
put
on
her
your
in a
father's property? It's
dumpster
crazy.
somewhere.
Huh?
He could have put her in a dumpster somewhere.
I mean, anywhere. I mean, you know how big this state is. You could go out in the middle of anywhere and dump an infant, dump a toddler.
Well, Lord, they can't. They do bodies all the time.
You know.
They don't seem to care. Lord,
Yeah,
I'd
they
hate
just
to
found a
walk around
body.
on my.
They just found some remains over there in Cumberland County, up going toward this trail,
I read that this
this
morning.
wilderness area.
So they've not revealed if it's
They said
male,
it's right in
female,
the
or
entry. Huh?
they've not revealed whether it was male, female, or who it could have been
I
yet.
haven't heard. I just read it yesterday.
Yeah, I read it this morning. Unless they've done it since I read it. Because 1 minute you'll hear one thing or read one thing, and then you come back and read something else.
Well, they said it's in the entry, so maybe a person was taking a walk or something. Maybe they passed out. I don't know.
Yeah, let's hope that's what it was.
Well,
They found too many people around that Cumberland River and stuff. Because just like I followed Megan and Summer, or not Megan, but Evelyn and Summer, and I've been following Sebastian. God Almighty, I can't hardly stand to listen to some of them talk. They
who are you
ain't
talking about?
Sebastian on YouTube. Some
Oh,
of them's just drifting off that money, buddy, and they're making it too. I
he
think the
said
more they
they're
want to
making.
talk about, yeah, the more they want to talk about people, the more people give them money.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's supplying the devil right open.
Well, you
You
see,
know,
those are two cases. Summer, what do you think about Summer Wells?
I think she's alive.
Oh my Lord, Nanny. Oh Jesus, here
I,
you go.
have you seen?
Damn,
Okay,
damn.
have
Well,
you
she alive.
seen the
If
pictures?
she's alive, why would you risk going to jail for a child that to put an Amber Alert out on? Because you know you're gonna go to jail if they find her with you.
Right, but have you seen the pictures that Kenneth Sammy put on YouTube?
I don't watch them other channels, baby.
No, this is just a YouTube channel with pictures on it.
I don't watch
The last
nobody.
one,
I don't
the
watch no
last one.
YouTube channels pertaining to Summer Wells or nobody else.
Well,
Barely,
this is
barely
only
do
got pictures on it. This has got pictures on it, and the little girl dancing and singing.
I.
But it don't have no sound with it. That kid looks 100% like Summer Wells.
Well, where the pictures come from?
Kenneth Sammy is the one that
I
put them
said,
on there.
where did he get the pictures from, Nanny?
He took them.
He took them where?
He took the pictures. Last ones that he took was in April.
Okay, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Who, where did he take the pictures?
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I turned them into the TBI when I found them. But there has been several to go out and, investigate the little girl.
Uh-huh.
But there has never been a DNA done. And I mean, if she's not her, honey, she is her identical twin.
And where does he
I'm
live?
not sure. That I don't know. They were seen at a campground in North Carolina. And the little girl is supposed to live in Kingsport, but the church they told me that her picture was on, standing up there with the other kids singing.
Uh-huh.
She was not in that picture.
Hmm.
So, but now that's what I was told, that she's supposed to live in Kingsport, because I've done some research on it.
Uh-huh.
But I did turn it into the TBI, but a lot more people did too. But it's just, he's just got this website. He don't have nothing else on it.
Mm.
But those pictures and her dancing in a camper and acting like she's singing stuff, you know how she would always go around doing that anyway.
So what are you trying to tell me? The little girl lives with somebody that he knows over there?
I don't think her parents knows who they live with. Well, they may do it, but it was supposed to be an elderly man and his wife. But now the man, they show his
what
funeral.
I'm saying is, who's going to have a child outside playing knowing that they're missing?
Anybody that could have sold her or bought her. But if it is her, the TBI and them knows it.
Okay, well, don't you
But
think by now they would have said they found her?
Nope, they wouldn't bring her back to them.
Who wouldn't bring her back?
The TBI, because if she's been in somebody's care for at least 6 months, then they could adopt her.
Sweetheart, you're not listening to yourself. She is a missing child on an Amber Alert. You cannot keep a missing child, Nanny.
Could they not have put her in could they not have found her and put her in foster care and kept her like that?
I'm going to say it one more time. She is currently missing. You cannot keep a missing kid. It's against the law.
Well, I know that.
It don't matter that she was adopted. She's missing. It don't matter if you adopted her, if they sold her, if they traffic her. She is missing. You reported her missing. She's on the TBI list. She has an Amber Alert. You can't keep her. If she was found right now, she would be taken by the state.
Right.
It's the law. You know that.
I wasn't thinking that because the kid looks just like her.
Yeah, you don't have any Listen, you don't have any jurisdiction over the law that you bought a kid. You went to an adoption agency and got. Long as they can prove DNA that's Summer Wells or any other missing kid, the state has to take the child because you got her illegally. It don't matter. Yeah. It don't even matter how you got her.
Well, I know whoever this kid is, she's supposed to live in Kingsport.
Well, Kingsport is right around there. There's no way that kid be walking around out in Kingsport and nobody would notice that summer. Come on now.
Well,
Kingsport is just up the street. That's too wide open.
She got a twin.
Well, she might have a twin, but ain't nobody getting ready. Ain't nobody getting ready to walk around with that damn Summer Wells and no Kingsport. And I'll tell you that now.
But
that's too close for comfort. No.
Like I thought that maybe Sebastian was put in someplace, but with the
it's the same rules. You would be breaking the law. Listen, you would be breaking the law if you took him in to a group home facility. He's missing too.
What if they got him a fake identity and he is out, say, in Alaska?
Oh, Lord have mercy. Nanny, stop watching that stuff.
I know, but if you think about it, they could have got him.
I'm not going to think about it because I don't do all that conspiracy stuff. I deal with what's real. Listen, who's going to get a fake ID for a kid that's autistic? For what reason?
To put him in an autistic home.
That's too much work, Nanny. If I want to get rid of my kid, I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to go get fake IDs. And the point is, he's missing in the state of Tennessee. I put him in any type of home, or somebody takes him and put him in some home. You think, once again, people don't watch the news. They don't realize, oh, that's a kid missing from such and such.
Yeah, you're right.
So you're going to take a kid in with a fake ID that you know is fake, and he looks like a missing kid, but you're going to go ahead and take him into a home anyway. Come on now.
But now if you take them into like Alaska or something like that,
why would he be going to Alaska? See, you watching too much TV, baby. That's too far fetched.
They have a big autistic home there.
Take them in, but sweetheart, they have homes everywhere.
I know. I just don't know where they're at.
I'm just thinking common sense. Ain't nobody shipping no autistic kid all the way to Alaska for what?
I don't know. That's the first thing that I had thought to begin with.
No, you're listening to them YouTubers talking about that family went to Alaska to fish and hunt.
Oh, yeah.
You think they took the kid. No, you think they took the kid to Alaska, which to me is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to get rid of a kid, and I'm going to risk these people riding around with a missing kid going all the way to Alaska. That don't even make no sense. You could dump a kid anywhere.
Right. But see, that I did think that to begin with. That's exactly what I thought to begin with.
I sure don't know why.
But
I sure don't know why.
Right now, I don't know where he could be. I just wish they could find him.
So you think he's alive too?
No, I did, but I don't now.
Why you change your mind?
Why did it's gone too far.
Oh.
And
it's gone too far, but Summer Wells been missing longer than Sebastian, and you think she's alive. So how are they different?
Well, this Sebastian's has went nationwide, and hers hadn't, and I don't know why it's not.
What you mean nationwide? There are people around the country that know Summer's missing.
Right, but the FBI and stuff never did get involved in it, did they?
Yes, TBI is involved. That's a branch of the FBI.
Okay, I didn't know TBI was a branch of them.
Yes, that's your local. That's our local branch, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just confusing with all these kids missing. It is, but I think that there's been so many lies and so much told that I honestly don't think that he is alive no more. I've looked at the fact that maybe Summer had went down that hill, but when you look at the picture of her laying on that cold milk, it kind of makes you wonder both ways. I guess I just hope she's alive. But when I've seen him,
so let me ask you this. In that picture, do you think she's alive or dead?
I've looked at that picture and looked at it, but I just really can't tell. She looks like she's asleep in a way, But I don't know how many kids is gonna lay their head on a cold jug of milk.
No, nobody would.
I wouldn't think so. But none of the neighbors will talk that even knows either.
You'd only allow on that if you were hot.
Right.
And you would probably put it up to your head, your face,
So I thought about different scenarios, like something's happened to her down at the lake and they put her in there. But then what would her mama have done with her? See, when it first happened, when it first, honestly,
what would
when
she have done with her?
Yeah, it's
She younger.
Okay. When it first happened, her daddy was pouring concrete that day, and he was pouring a sidewalk.
Oh Lord, y'all killing
And
me.
I said, this was when she first went missing. I said, it wouldn't be surprising if she didn't take her over to him and buried her under that sidewalk. Because he was pouring all that.
So you want to carry your child out in what and bury her out on a public sidewalk where other houses are? We don't even know if there are houses around this other house or not.
There may not have been nobody else out there working or it being around nobody.
But see, that's why I said you can't say that until you know how the house is set up. Is it on a plot of land? Are there other houses on the street? You see what I'm saying?
I think that it was a business they was working for or something. I don't know. But, that's when she first disappeared. That's what I thought. And then, excuse me, I seen them pictures on there. And it just blew my mind. And I called the TBI. And I sent them the pictures. But then I found out later that several people had, found them and sent them to them. But that they had never done a DNA or nothing. And that she lived in Kingsport.
Wait, slow down. You sent pictures of who to where?
Those pictures that I found that looked like Summer.
And you found them where, Nettie?
They're on YouTube on this one man's channel, but that man is dead now because they're showing his funeral on it too. But his name is Kenneth Stamey, Stamey. That's the only thing that he has on there. And there's nothing else on there.
Uh-huh.
But I was just skimming through, and when I found him, I thought, oh my God. Because she just looked so much like her, and I sent him to TBI. But there had been several others that had seen them and sent them there too also. So, I don't know. I just wish the baby could be found. It kind of blows my mind. I'll think one way, and then I'll think, well, maybe they are alive, give them the benefit of the doubt. And then you just don't know.
So you think the child's alive. So that means obviously you don't think the parents did anything to her.
Well, it's hard to say. It's because in a way I think she is, in a way I think she's not. And I think it's weird how her aunt disappeared so many years before the same way.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think they're related. I think she was in an abusive relationship. She had an abusive husband.
Well, yeah, I did read about that.
Yeah, she had an abusive husband, so I don't think they're related at all.
But as long as it's been and no other sightings of her. Now that little girl they showed on there that had that come up and kept looking at the camera, there's no way that was Summer. That kid didn't favor her at all, and she would still have some resemblances.
Now what picture is this?
It's where somebody had found a woman and kid on the street. They took them in, and then they got to doing drugs, and they told them that she had to get out. And they had it everywhere. But I looked at it, I said, that's not her. But no, I won't listen to much of them YouTubers no more. Because it's all trash.
Well, it is all crap.
It is. They're back on there now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got on channel 10.
Hold on. Let me turn it up. I'm not going to show it now because I'm still live unless I cut this live stream and show it. Maybe I'll cut it and show.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk after they reach the verdict and see what
Okay,
they say.
baby. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. We're going to come back here. I thank you all for joining me. God bless all of you. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $AG129 Cash App. Thank you all so much for following this network.